Yeah, you are audible. So, hi everyone. I am Anshuman Gupta, Community Manager of CDN DSA community. Today we are having a session of Introduction to Data Structures, Preparation and its Insights. So, we will begin from he is Abhay Singh. So, we will start with.
Yes, so hi everyone, my name is Abhay Singh and I'm a third year undergraduate student at Lovely Professional University. I'm currently in my sixth semester and right now I'm doing an intern in Juspay as an SD intern role, and I'm having the PP offer from Juspay as well, and I'm a computer programmer, problem solver and a problem setter, and that's all for my introduction.
Hi. So let's start with your journey about this. Um, Yeah. So let's start with your journey.
Uh, okay. Am I not audible all the time? Okay, I think there is some issue. Let me check. Am I audible now? Am I audible? Anyone? Okay, hello everyone. Okay. So, first of all, let me tell you something that uh, few people who are juniors or like what are your batches? Can you please let me know in the messages or in the comments that from which batch you are or in what year you are right now, like first year, second year, third year. I'm waiting for messages like what is your current year or what batch you are, students. Okay, so the first question Namita have asked that how should we start with DSI? Okay, Namita, first let me tell you one thing that DSA is just like any sport or any kind of subject. How is basically the question that first you should start with the basic steps. Like you can start like whole DSA basically start from numbers, right? Like you start from numbers and then starting adding numbers and then operation. Okay, you are in first year. Great. So okay. Okay, you are in first year. I think this is the right time to start with DSA. Basically, you can start with DSA anytime, but this is the best time for you, I can say. So, what I will suggest is go on Geek4Geeks or some platform like HackerRank or HackerEarth. Learn these stuffs like arrays, what are stacks, what are linear data structures basically. So linear data structures are those structures in which elements or the values that we are going to store are going to store in the consecutive manner of order. That means one can access from the other as well. Like we are having an array, which is going to be a type of consecutive memory block, and we can access any memory block using the first as well. Like first memory index is around k, p, f, or whatever it is. Then the second is like k plus 1, third is like k plus 2, something like this is in the consecutive manner. So this is the linear data structures. So first you should start with the basic, and then move on gradually, like from HackerRank to HackerEarth, because HackerRank is kind of most, I can say, HackerRank is the most in beginner friendly platform for everyone. Those who are going to start with data structure algorithms start on HackerRank or HackerEarth, and then move on gradually to learn new problems, new data structures like graph, stack, queue, priority queue, and then move on to non-linear ones like tree, graph, etc., linked list, and then it comes to the heavier part, like implementing the algorithm part, right? Okay, and that's how one should start. Okay, so Tejaswini have asked a question that how did I start programming? Okay, so basically, let me tell you my pathway, that what I did was in my first year. In the first year, I totally spent my first semester on HackerRank. I have started coding in around like 2019, mid-November. Okay, mid-November is the time when I have started. That was the time I have no laptop, and I have borrowed the laptop from my roommate. And for the next 2 to 3 hours, I have to just code on HackerRank because I am not having the laptop. So I just have to borrow it from my friend, and then I just started coding. So at that time, I was just using HackerRank and some little bit platform like HackerEarth, and that was the only time I got introduced only to HackerRank. Okay, so I was just learning the things like array, tree, array, linked list, what are queues, what are stacks, and there are simple codes that we have to write to learn to run all those test cases. If that is not working fine, then try to debug that what is the error, what are the cases. Okay, so that's how I started, and then gradually there was some lockdown. It was completely like I have totally lost my sync into programming, and then I came to learn about came to know about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is basically a very important tool for all students, no matter you are from tier one or tier three. But it is very very useful because you came to know that what are other people are also doing, because this came to know, this brings some kind of interest in yourself that you should do something as well, right? If someone from your batch is doing something great and you see himself or herself that okay, he is doing or she is doing so great, I am not doing anything, then it brings um, some kind of challenge in yourself, like some kind of fire in yourself that you should also start. So that's kind of mindset you should have while scrolling something on LinkedIn, because people are just posting their achievements or their failures, because people are not posting failures much, but they're posting their achievements. So you should be in this competitive mindset that yes, okay, if someone is doing it, then I am also going to try it. Okay, so uh, and then I just gradually started CP, and then from CP I just came into like my first was problem setting experience was from HackerEarth. I applied for the problem setter intern, but due to some technical issues or some college issues, I'm not able to start as an intern. But though I have cleared all those rounds, so I started as an freelance, right? And from that freelance I started working in other companies as well, like do select an iMocha. And for the Apni Kaksha team, the Aman Natarwal person basically contacted me on LinkedIn. He said that they're going to launch their own platform, and they need some problem setters, and they have gone through some profiles and some shortlisting interviews or whatever, and then they have uh, given me this opportunity to work under him. And I'm currently okay. I'm new here. What all I have missed? Okay, so that's why I'm saying that let some people just first join. Okay, no, again we have not lost somewhere. Basically, I was saying that how I have started computer programming or DSA basically. So in the first year I started DSA, and then gradually moving on to the difficulties levels. I gradually improving, and then learning more things, and then improving, then learning more things, and then improving. So that's how everyone goes, right? So this is the pathway that you should choose as well, or you should choose your own pathway as well. But one thing is common, that you should learn always, no matter where you are, no matter you are good at trees, no matter good you are at graphs, but there is something that is more than that, right? So you should have that learning mindset in yourself that okay, no matter where you are in array, linear data structures, or no matter what your ratings are, you should be in that learning phase. So that's how I started. and I have not stopped yet. I'm also continuing learning right now as well. So it's kind of gradual pathway. You start and then you never end up. You just continuously going because there is no end that you should or a bar that you can set. Okay, from till that bar I can go, and then after that I left everything. No, no, no. It's kind of process of improving yourself, improving your logical ability, and okay. Hmm. So, what I can say, there's one more question from. Okay, there's one more question that how to prepare for interview questions. Okay, so interview questions are basically more focused on DSA instead of CP. Some companies basically ask CP questions in interview as well, like coordination, mediator.net, and and if I am right, then Intuit also asks some kind of CP question. So few companies ask CP question, but most of the like 90% companies ask DSA questions only. So you should be good at DSA, no matter what they ask, but you should be good at data structures and algorithms, linear ones and all the non-linear ones as well. So from the array to graph, you should start practicing on Lead Code, Interview Bit, and other platforms. So that and there are few free resources as well, like CP algorithms website, and there is a HackerEarth blogs as well, which you can follow for more references because the people who write blogs there are really really uh, amazing, and you can follow them. So these are the resources you should use for interview preparation that I have also used for my interview preparation during on-campus and off-campus offers. So there's one more question. Okay, so I don't have an interest in CP. What should I do? Okay, don't do CP. Simple. If you don't have interest in CP, see, what's the name? Namita. Okay, Namita. See, if you don't have interest in CP, then no need to do it. It is not bounded that you should do CP. But let me tell you one thing that there are some companies that basically in their online assessment test, the question level is basically hard because that sets the barrier for pupils who they want to that they want to interview, right? So you don't need to be a pro in CP, but yet you should try CP as well because it basically what? It basically improves your problem solving ability. It basically improves your time, that how much time you are going to take in that problem solving session, or like uh, suppose you are while you are solving a lead code question, you are taking 20 minutes in an easy question, right? But while doing CP, while doing 20-30 contests, you might gradually improve to such level that you can easily solve that same easy question in 5 to 10 minutes, right? So that is the point of CP. CP improves your ability to solve the problems. CP is kind of a sport, right? It is not a marathon like DSA. It is kind of 100-meter race where you have to run fast, where you have to keep your direction, keep your mind fast. Like if there is a question, there is a stipulated time, and you have to solve it very faster than the other as well. So that's kind of skill is going to be improved by using CP. So you should try, but no need to worry about if you don't have interest in CP because there are thousands of roles which do not require a DSA as well. So no need to worry about it. Do whatever you want or do whatever you makes you feel amazing, right? It, no matter it is development or CP or some other step as well. Okay, so another question: how important is DSA? Okay, so if you want to know this question about interview perspective or company perspective, like if you want to go into a company, then DSA is important because data structures and algorithms is the main part on which everything relies in this tech world, right? How your data is going to stored is DSA, and how data is going to manipulated is algorithms in the real world. And whatever we are going to learn here in the 4 years of engineering or in the DSA part is literally implemented on the real world projects which were we are using. Like, have you ever have you ever imagined like in the Google Sheet part, whatever we are doing, uh, um like extracting something or whatever, making a changes, or it is going to be manual something? No, there are some kind of data sets are also using there to do something, right? Like a simple example, whenever you use notepad, whenever you do control Z, control Y, there is some kind of thing is used in the back end which is storing the last thing that you have just typed, which is coming again, right? So these are the things like stack is going to be used there. So these are the things which is used. So DS is just basically kind of thing which is useful everywhere, right? So you have to learn it. You have to learn that how things can be stored in your memory and how memory can be manipulated using algorithms, right? If you want to make some changes, then how you should make some changes, no matter it is brute force or optimal, but you should learn the way as well, right? And if you learn the way, then try to learn the optimal way as well. Like you have some problem, we have solved it, well done. Now try to optimize your solution as well. Like, okay, I have done this in this logic, now how I can optimize the time complexity or space complexity. So do this. And okay, the next question is, what is the difference between linear and non-linear data structures? Okay, linear data structures are basically those data structures in which the elements or the data is stored in consecutive manner. That means, suppose it is a strip of memory, and some strip, that means some consecutive block of memory is going to accessed by the data structures, like whether it is stack, array, or whatever. If it is implemented in terms of array, like if you have an array, then it is a consecutive data structure, consecutive block of memory which is going to store the data, right? And you can access that data from the first element. That means, if you want to access any element, you can access from the direct access to the array name. Suppose the first array, the array starts from the memory location 1024, for example. Then the second is going to start from 1024 plus 4, that is the size of int, the next memory location, and then plus 4, and then plus 4, and then plus 4. So it is just linear. Some kind of consecutive memory location uh, is going to be used for this storing of data, right? And in case of non-linear data structures are basically just those data structures in which you can uh, the blocks are not in a consecutive manner, some kind of linked list, right? Non-linear basically linked list, trees, graphs, etc., where you cannot access directly just by the memory. Like if you are having a node which is accessed as memory, which is located at memory 1024. Somebody has commented. If it is located as memory 1024, so you cannot just do like, okay, the second node is going to be 1024 plus 4. No, 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 this is not the case. Linked list is kind of a linear, non-linear data structures, right? Have you get the point, Aditya? Agril Nas Patak. Okay. He has asked a question: how are data systems used in life, not theory? Okay. Okay. I'm not saying theory. Okay. Data systems basically used in life. Okay. Let me tell you something. Um, have you ever used Notepad? There is a type of command, Control Z, Control V, Control Y, right? How we are going to access that last part without using data structures? Some kind of memory is going to store there, or some kind of logic is there. I'm not saying that actual data structure is going to use that, but some kind of logic is going to be used there, which is storing the last access part, right? Or if we are going to use something like, okay, let me tell you one thing as well. Um um, you are have your PC, right? And there are multiple files, and in one file you are having another file, in one file you are having another file. So there is a path while you are opening a file, that in this file there is this file, there is this file, there is this file. So all those files are basically stored in some kind of tree data structure, right? One is the root, and then there are multiple files, and then each file set going to have some more files, and then that file is going to be accessed in this file, right? And when you search something, like uh, suppose you are in the first file, right, and you have to search the last file in the, like, suppose you have a file name B, and then you are having a file name C, and then D, then E, F, Z. So basically you want to search something, so it is not going to search each and every, it is just going to search the log and time. So that's how the things are going to be used. So data structure basically is just the way how the things are going to be used, right? Like how the things are going to be stored. But we are implementing this in our daily life as well. So that's how data structures are going to be used. What is asymptotic notations? Asymptotic notations are basically those, you can say, parameters through which we are just um, comparing the two algorithms. Like suppose you are having an algorithm A and an algorithm B. How you are going to define that A is better or B is not better or B is better? So some kind of parameter you should set, right? So asymptotic notation are just those parameters which allow us to compare between two algorithms which are going to be implemented on some data structures, like big O or like omega or small o notations. You can ask your questions in, like, open your mic and then ask. We're just having a discussion. Okay, Natasha have asked a question. Uses of queues over stacks. Um, can you elaborate what is the question? Like use of queues over a stack.
Hello. Yes, Abhay, you can share your interview experience. How was the interview and how did you prepare for it till then?
Okay. So basically, my interview experience starts with the that, like, Juspay is basically an off-campus opportunity for me. Juspay came in our on-campus, but there is no relation in the on-campus or off-campus procedure. They're all same. Like there's going to be some hackathon. So the first round basically start from on assessment route. There are going to be three questions, and all three questions are related graph and trees. So those people who have completed almost two questions or more than two are going to be in the next round. So next round is basically a type of hackathon where there are two parts. Where in the first part you have to solve some questions, and the second part you are going to use some more things on that first part. I cannot disclose the actual question, but I can let you understand that what exactly is the process. In the first part, you are having some problem. You are going to solve it as per the given constraints. But in the second part, your constraints are going to be extended to some level, and then what basically you are going to do is you are going to optimize your logic in the first part, in the second part, so that the problem that we are facing in the second part is going to resolve, right? And next we are moving to technical interview. So when we are moving to technical interview, then there are going to be like around 1 hour or 1.3 hour 1.5 hour interview, which is completely based on core subjects like OSDBMS and uh, OSDBMS and not system design. Basically, is some kind of low level design only, and just some puzzles like three best three horses and 15 horses kind of puzzles, and when we clear this interview as well, there is some kind of HR round. Like in my case, it was a telephonic HR round where the where HR have called and asked some questions like why should we hire him. That's all. And this is the complete interview process which I have been through for Juspay. And how I have prepared? Okay, so basically when Juspay came in our campus, before I was preparing for another company, not basically company specific, but my preparation was going on something like this, that I basically start DSA first, and DSA is basically like I'm confident with that, right? Someone has basically asked in Hindi. Okay, let me tell you one thing, that are you guys able to understand Hindi? Because I'm just speaking Hindi, English, because some people are from South. I think in the chat we can speak in Hindi as well. Do you Hindi? Please let me know yes or no. Like, हिंदी में बात करें? ओके, अभी मैं सेड यस। और कोई? Okay, और कोई? ओके, चलो। तो अब बात करते हैं। तो देखो ना, मेरी इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन कुछ ऐसी थी। डीएसए मेरा हो चुका था, तो डीएसए में मैं वेल प्रिपेयर था। मेरे दो कोर सब्जेक्ट्स थे, लाइक ओएस एंड डीबीएमएस, जिसमें मुझे डर लगता था कि लाइक ये क्या है, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आता था। एंड मेरे प्रोजेक्ट कुछ ऐसे थे जो कि डेव रिलेटेड कम थे। एक प्रोजेक्ट था डेव रिलेटेड, जो कि बहुत बेसिक था, जो मैंने कॉलेज में बनाया था फॉर सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स। बट और एक प्रोजेक्ट एक और था, जो कि सिंपल सी प्लस प्लस की लाइब्रेरी से बना हुआ था। तो मेरे प्रोजेक्ट भी ज़्यादा कुछ हैवी नहीं थे, लेकिन मुझे जो मैंने प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए थे वो काफ़ी एक्सप्लेनेबल थे, लाइक उन वो रियल लाइफ कुछ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे थे, तो उनको मैं अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर पा रहा था। तो कोर सब्जेक्ट के लिए मैंने क्या यूज़ किया, कोर सब्जेक्ट के लिए मैं बोलूँगा कि लाइक कुछ यूट्यूब पर पड़ी हुई है प्लेलिस्ट, उनको यूज़ करो। एंड गीक फॉर गीक्स बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है, उसको यूज़ करो। उसमें सारे तुम्हारे स्पेसिफिक जो भी हैं टॉपिक्स पड़े हुए हैं, उनके ऊपर आर्टिकल्स पड़े हुए हैं, तो हम उनको यूज़ कर सकते हैं, राइट। तो ये मेरी पूरी इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन थी, और ये मेरा पूरा इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस था। तो दिस इज ऑल। ओके, बुक रिकमेंडेशन। बुक यार मैंने ज़्यादा तो नहीं पढ़ी है, बट स्टार्टिंग में मैं बोलूँगा कि लाइक स्टार्टिंग में मैंने बुक जो पढ़ी थी, एक सी के लिए बुक पढ़ी थी मैंने, शायद नारायण मूर्ति वाली जो बुक होती है ना, लाइक सी प्लस प्लस वाली, वो पढ़ी थी। डीएसए के लिए मैंने एक डीएसए के लिए मैंने बुक नहीं पढ़ी। लाइब्रेरी में अगर कुछ पढ़ी हो तो बात अलग है, लेकिन डीएसए के लिए कोई बुक स्पेसिफिक नहीं पढ़ी थी। कहाँ से पढ़े? ओके, नताशा, व्हाट आई कैन से, कहाँ से पढ़े, इसका मतलब ये है कि गीक फॉर गीक्स से पढ़ो, अगर वो ज़्यादा अजीब लगता है। ऑनलाइन है ऑफलाइन बेटर है? देखो यार, ये टॉपिक काफ़ी अजीब है यार, ये मतलब इसके हर हर चीज़ के ना प्रोज एंड कॉन्स है। अच्छा, अच्छा, इंटरव्यूज में, हाँ इंटरव्यू में भी इसके प्रोज एंड कॉन्स अलग अलग है। देखो, मैं पहले नताशा क्वेश्चन का रिप्लाई कर देता हूँ। तो नशाता ने कहा कि भाई कहाँ से पढ़ें, तो कहाँ से पढ़ने का मैं बताता हूँ। या तो तुम गीक फॉर गीक से पढ़ो, उस पर आर्टिकल्स होते हैं, कुछ कुछ लोगों को बोरिंग लगते हैं तो उससे मत पढ़ो, ठीक है। तुम्हें उससे नहीं पढ़ना, बुक्स ले लो। बुक्स में भी अगर इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, तो बुक्स को छोड़ के वीडियोस बनी हुई हैं कई सारे लोगों की, स्ट्राइवर की बनी हुई है, स्ट्राइवर ने तो काफ़ी अच्छी प्लेलिस्ट डाल रखी है यूट्यूब पर, तो उससे पढ़ो, वो थोड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग भी लगती है। ओके, प्रोडक्शन पार्ट, चलो कोई नहीं। मैं एलपीयू से हूँ, लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी, और करंटली मैं थर्ड ईयर में हूँ, सिक्स सेमेस्टर में चल रहा है। और अभी मैं एक एसडी इंटर्न हूँ। मेरे प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंसेस थे, मैंने प्रॉब्लम सेटिंग कर रखी हुई है। और फॉर मोर थिंग्स टू नो अबाउट मी, तुम लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल चेक कर सकते हो। तो लिंक्डइन पर जाओ और उसमें अभय सिंह सर्च करो, मेरा प्रोफाइल आ जाएगा। ओके, सो अगर हमने क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि लाइक ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन इज बेटर, विच इज बेटर, तो मैं बोलूँगा कि लाइक ऑफलाइन बेटर होता है। रीज़न इसके कुछ हैं, और ऑनलाइन भी बेटर है, उसके भी कुछ रीज़न है। ऑनलाइन में पता ये इशू नहीं है कि लाइक तुम्हें तैयार होके बैठना है, या फिर तुम फॉर्मल्स में पहन के, लाइक ऑफलाइन इंटरव्यूज में थकान बहुत हो जाती है। लाइक आई हैव सीन माई सीनियर, जब मैं फर्स्ट ईयर में था, तो वो जाते थे लाइक प्लेसमेंट पोर्टल्स में रोज जाना, और कपड़े एकदम फॉर्मल्स पहनकर। कंपनीज में कैसे अप्लाई करें, मैं स्मॉल कॉलेज से हूँ। अरे कोई बात नहीं भाई, स्मॉल कॉलेज कुछ नहीं होता, टायर थ्री से हो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। डीएसए प्रिपेयर करो, डेव अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करो, स्किल बढ़ाओ, लिंक्डइन पे आओ, थोड़ा अपना शो करो कि लाइक तुम क्या कर रहे हो, और ये इंडस्ट्री लेवल में कहाँ यूज़ होता है। रेफरल मांगो, रेफरल के थ्रू अप्लाई करो, ठीक है। रेफरल के थ्रू अप्लाई करो। लोग रेफरल नहीं देते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, और लोगों से पूछो, और लोगों से बात करो। तो एक तरीका होता है डायरेक्ट अप्लाई करने का, उससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है ज़्यादा। समझ रहे हो, लाइक डायरेक्ट अप्लाई करोगे तो कई हज़ारों लोगों के बीच में ना सीवी जो है वो दब जाती है। तो उससे अच्छा ये रहता है कि सबसे उससे अच्छा ये रहता है कि लाइक तुम रेफरल ले लो किसी से। रेफरल लेने से क्या होता है ना, कि तुम्हारा रेज्यूमे एक थोड़ा टॉप पे रहता है, तो उससे ना एक प्रेफरेंस मिल जाती है कि हाँ, ये बंदे को ना किसी हमारे कंपनी के बंदे ने रेफर किया, मतलब इसमें कुछ बात है, कुछ बात है, इसका मतलब ये है कि वो थोड़ा ईज़ी पड़ जाता है तुम्हारे लिए बाकी लोगों से। प्रोसेस सेम रहता है, प्रोसेस सेम रहेगा कि लाइक तुम्हें भी वो सारे बैरियर्स पास करने होंगे जो बाकी सबको वो होने हैं, ठीक है। लेकिन ये है कि थोड़ा सा फ़ायदा हो मिल जाता है रेफरल से, कि थोड़ा ईज़ी पड़ जाता है। पर सर कोई जल्दी रेफरल नहीं देता, पर विल ट्राई हार्डर। हाँ, ये बात तो है रेवती। देखो, ट्राई तो करना ही पड़ेगा, उसके अलावा अपने पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं। मैं सच बताता हूँ कि लाइक ट्राई अपने उसके अलावा हमारे पास कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं बचा है। हम अगर ट्राई करना बंद कर देंगे फिर तो खेल खत्म हो जाएगा। ओके, सो विल नोट ऑल द पॉइंट्स यू टोल्ड। नहीं यार, देखो नोट्स बनाने हो तो बना लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। सर कॉलेज ऑनलाइन में पढ़ाई नहीं होती है। पढ़ता कौन है कॉलेज में? देखो, कॉलेज में पढ़ाई नहीं होती है, इसका मैं रीज़न बताता हूँ। कॉलेज में दो तरीके से पढ़ाई होती है, या तो कॉलेज में पढ़ाने वाला जो बंदा है या फिर जो टीचर है हमारे, वो अच्छे होने चाहिए, ठीक है, जिससे हमें सीखने को मिले, ठीक है, और जो कि रियल लाइफ में सीखने को मिले। क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है, सपोज करना कोई अगर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है, लाइक एरे है, ग्राफ है, ट्री है, वो बंदा मतलब जो टीचर है या फिर जो मेंटर है वो खींचे जा रहा है, वो टॉपिक पढ़ाया जा रहा है, पढ़ाया जा रहा है, एक मतलब एक घंटे के सेशन में। क्योंकि देखो, गलती उसकी भी नहीं है। गलती देखो, टीचर जब पढ़ाता है ना तो उनको ना सारे चीज़ों को देख के चलना पड़ता है, सारे स्टूडेंट्स को, हर किसी को तुम्हारे लेवल का आता नहीं होगा ना। लेकिन तो वो बेसिक से स्टार्ट करते हैं। लेकिन तुम बेसिक से वापस से स्टार्ट क्यों कर रहे हो? तुम्हें अगर पता है कि हाँ तुम्हें इतना आता है तो तुम आगे से स्टार्ट कर दो। तो कॉलेज की उस स्टडीज पर डिपेंड मत रहो, कॉलेज की स्टडीज पर डिपेंड मत रहो। मैं कहूँगा कि अपने एफर्ट्स मारते रहो। कंपनी में इसे अप्लाई करो, ठीक है, ये तो हो गया। और कुछ पूछना है? वेट लेफ्ट 30 मिनट। जिनको नहीं आता है वो स्टार्ट कर दे, क्योंकि स्टार्ट करना सबसे हार्ड होता है। अगर एक बार सिंक बन जाएगा तो धीमे धीमे पढ़ते जाओगे।
So it's going
It's going.
fine. Okay, so I think these are the questions for today. It was a nice session with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for being so patient and nice audience. Thank you.